Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yay! It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing today, man? Great Friday morning. Glad to be here. Uh, man, just an amazing morning. Not too hot yet, not raining yet. So that seems like a perfect day. Man, our guest today, man, I'm super excited. Super excited. She's a BBer. She's an MBer. She's an MHer. Y'all know what all that means? Oh, don't worry about it. You finna find out in a minute as we get off the bench and get into the game with our guest today. Please welcome Anyla Dennison. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for
Man,
having
you
me.
you you took your off day morning and to hang out with us, man. That's what's up.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. Tell us a little bit about Anyla.
Of course, my name is Anyla Dennison. I am a 5'10" middle blocker and middle hitter. I attend John Ehret. I would say I'm an outgoing and athletic person. And yeah,
Why is middle blockers? Why are middle blockers? All the middle blockers I know seem to be happy-go-lucky girls.
I don't know.
Is that an MB thing or what?
I think so. I think we just got it like that.
Man, I interviewed Colin Howard, Lady East Ascension, Lady Spartans volleyball the other day, and she
I
was
watched
just
it.
like she's happy like you, like super happy, always smiling. I like that. I like that. That's
Thank
good
you.
stuff. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get to the business then. Let's get in the game.
All
So,
right.
uh, how'd you get into volleyball?
I got into volleyball mainly because of my older sister, Ayana. I was at first a dancer, but I watched her play volleyball for Helen Cox, and that's what really I wanted to be like my sister. I wanted to be
Yeah,
like my older sister. So my seventh grade year, I tried out. I made the team, and just at seventh grade year, I started growing into my height. So I've always been middle. It's always been middle, middle, middle. That's just what it's been. So that's really
yeah,
how I got into volleyball because I have my older sister. I just wanted to be like her, like my cousins. I have cousins and my sister that play volleyball. So I seen it. I started to fall in love with the game, and I just wanted to be like them. So that's how I got
right.
into.
So, if you can, think back to your first high school volleyball game as a freshman.
Hmm.
What was that moment like for you?
It was scary. It was scary. It was a lot of nerves. It was a lot of tension. Cause coming in, I was one of the good freshmen, the tall, tall, other new middle. So it was really scary. I had a lot of pressure on me. I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. But then, like once I got the game flowing, I was okay. But when it first started, the nerves was running. Everything was flowing. I'm so scared.
How much pressure can you have on? Did you go straight to varsity as a freshman?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little pressure then. That's a little pressure then. Who was your first game against?
Who was my first game against? I think it was West Jeff.
West, yeah.
I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Having a big sister on the team who was a senior at the time, did that kind of ease you into being a little bit more comfortable into what the assignment was, as per maybe having like some other kids don't have older siblings that
Hmm.
play the same sport as them to where they can get little nuggets from. How much easier for you was it having big sis there that you can lean your shoulder on?
I think it was very much easier because with my sister being on the team, my eighth grade year, like I said, it was her senior year. So my 8th grade year before coming in, I got to spend a little time with the people that was already going to be on the team that following year. So I got to, meet a couple people early. So just for my sister already being there, her giving me the tips, introducing me to people early on, it wasn't as bad coming in. So I actually really liked to have my sister there her senior year. It was really fun.
Right. So you're at Helen Cox. What kind of team would you say you guys had as a freshman? Were y'all good offensively, good defensively, or what areas, as if you can go back now and say what areas as a unit would you say that you guys needed to improve in?
I would say defense we needed to improve, but offense we was good. We was good on offense. But I can say we could have improved a little bit more on defense. We had a good defense. It just could have been a little bit better. But I feel like we was more focused on offense than defense because offense was really good. I would say we was a very competitive team
Yeah,
my
yeah.
freshman year.
As a young volleyballer, I know you got your sister, but
Mm-hmm.
they had new. I'm a big fan of the New Orleans area volleyball style of play. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have the absolute best back row play, DS play, libero play that I've seen at the high school level. What was competing like and learning to compete like as a young freshman playing varsity?
Learning to compete was actually really good. Like being in the game and literally watching everybody. I actually really have fun my freshman year. I really say my freshman year was the best year ever. But learning defensively, it was really like it was more of paying attention and learning the steps and learning where to be. So I would say I really actually really enjoyed learning the process of defensive, watching the liberos, learning how to pass. It's me, as tall people, they don't say we know how to pass very good. But so it was really just learning, really, just paying attention.
Gotcha. Who has volleyball hasn't been uh an aired sport like college football, college basketball, college baseball, being that it's a non-traditional sport. How did you, as a young volleyballer, get to study the game as a student
Hmm.
with it not getting much TV airplay? Where'd you go to get little tips and tricks from older players?
Hmm. Me, I would go. I had my coach had brought us to experiences to watch college games, like for like Loyola games and local games. So we was able to go out and watch the games. So we got to pick up from there, and I would watch old YouTube videos. Like I got to learn from YouTube, really, like just watching and learning, paying attention to the middles and the setters, and learning how not to be in the way. So yeah, I would say going experience the local college games and YouTube. YouTube was my best friend at the beginning of volleyball. YouTube was my
Right.
best friend.
Who is your favorite team or teams been?
The Texas Longhorns. I love them.
Stop it.
I love them.
What's good about Texas from you?
I love their energy. It's definitely the energy, and they're all so competitive, especially Asia. Everybody know. But they're all just so competitive, and I really just love the energy, how they all come together after everything, pull together each and every time. So yeah, just their
What
energy. Because like I'm an outgoing person, so it's the biggest.
what 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 from? I heard you say the name Asia, so I
Hmm.
gotta take it that you're talking about Asia O'Neal.
Yeah,
What have you taken from Asia that you've given to yourself? What have you borrowed from Asia?
I would say. Okay, that's a good question. I would say her form, really, of like okay, for me, I would do like baby steps, like getting off the net and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was me watching her, making sure she get all the way back each and every time and being available to
Right.
be able to hit. So that was, I would say, I took as, being off the net. Like far as her transition wise, I would say I
Right.
got that from her, getting off the net and being available to the setter. So yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I want to make sure I got this right. You're saying as a young VBer,
Hmm.
one of your weaknesses was transitioning from defense to offense, making sure that you get your lateral movements correct.
Yeah, because I would get stuck in the middle. I'll be in the set away and I'll just be running around in a circle. And my coach used to be like, "You stuck in the blender." So I just be
Yeah.
running around trying to find the ball right there in the middle. So yeah, I would say I got my transitioning from her.
When you think about being a middle blocker and they have the pins, which is the left side is outside, the right
Hmm.
side is the right side. Um, how much or how hard was it learning to work in conjunction with them on the defensive side of the ball when you have a double block
Hmm.
uh, defensive play call versus an individual block in the middle?
I would say it was harder because in the middle you're there by yourself. So it was more of getting to the block, not the actual blocking with the next to the pins. It was actually getting there and the timing right. That's more of what it was. Instead of, it
Right.
wasn't as hard to learn how to block with somebody next to me. It was just more of getting there to be there with the person instead of leaving like that split in between. It
Right.
was always harder for me to get to the right side than the left. I don't know why, but it's just so hard for me to go that way than it is to go that way. So yeah, it was more of timing. It was more of timing instead of learning how to block with somebody. It was more
Right.
just timing and getting there.
When you think about timing, what was the biggest adjustment for you in learning how to time your blocks better or hand eye contact to go up on a kill attempt or what's it called when you tap offensively like a tap
Oh, when you pushing, yeah.
or the dunk, which like how hard was that for you?
I would say it was actually really hard, especially okay, like I said, as far as timing. So I would just, it was more of like trying to speed up my feet off the court. So like off the court, I'll be doing drills trying to speed up my feet, and my coach should have us doing like drills to where you like keeping your head up. So keeping your head up is you're watching the ball, following the ball, watching the setter, and it was actually really hard just to get there because it was always the timing, like I said, far as getting there. So yeah, I would just like do drills to speed up my feet and just really trying to watch the player instead. So yeah, if that answered good enough.
Oh yeah, you're doing a phenomenal job, Anyla.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
too funny, too funny. So think about this. You ready?
Hmm.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite team that you like to compete against?
Um, I would say okay, when we was at Helen Cox, I would say my favorite team to compete against was Carr.
Okay.
Was Carr. And now at Everett, we don't play the exact same teams anymore. No, I'm lying. I'm sorry. Take that back. My favorite team to play against at Cox was Bell Chase. Bell
Okay.
Chase gave us a lot of competition. And like I said, we was a competitive team. So I would say Bell Chase did Carr. And now at John Everett, it would be Dominican. I played Dominican for the first time at John Everett. We never played them at Helen Cox. So I would say Dominican was a different experience for me. So I would say
Definitely.
that that was one of the best teams, a good competitive team that I would like to
Domi-
play.
Dominican like that. Like you, you don't want to come up against Dominican and not have your game face on.
Right. We
What,
played
what
them twice actually. So yeah, I really like that experience against Dominican.
as a young volleyballer coming in freshman and sophomore year,
Hmm.
and we're talking about leadership here. The leadership you received as a freshman and sophomore
Mhm.
versus the leadership you're giving now as a senior to young players? What do you think the difference is?
I would say the difference is more of a connection. Like the seniors that I had my freshman year, they was more, they was outgoing, but they was they all came in together, so it's like they was connected. So I would say the difference between them giving us advice and me giving out advice is me being connected with the freshmen. Like I want the freshmen and everybody to be able to come to me and the other seniors. So it's like my freshman year they gave us the advice that we needed, but it was like they was connected and we had our groups. So more of wanted everybody to be connected, everybody feeling comfortable enough to come for the help and giving out the help that they need. So it's just getting everybody comfortable with each other to come together to be able to ask any and everything without having a go-to coach. So yeah.
You guys have, and we're talking hypotheticals here
Hmm.
in this particular moment. Um, you guys have a big game coming up. What's your advice to a young freshman on your team that is in the same boat? Not the same boat,
Hmm.
because it's 4 years or 3 years difference, but y'all sat in the same boat in the same
Right.
seat. Um, as a freshman, you got to play varsity. Now you're the senior, and you have a freshman that's in the same position you're in. They're
Hmm.
getting to play varsity minutes. Settle her down before a big game.
Okay, so I would say to her, I would say no matter how many times you mess up, don't give up and don't get in your head. Like literally, that was one of the biggest things. Do not get stuck in your head. Like once that play happened, you make your mistake, let it go. But no matter what, stay in the game. Don't let your mistake take you out the game mentally, because volleyball is a mental game. So don't let it take you out mentally. And no matter what, just keep trying and be that person on a court that they want. The setter will want to set the setter will want to give you the ball. Be that person, that vocal person on the court, no matter how many times you mess up, and just stay in the game really, and don't give up.
Being a middle blocker when it comes to uh, trusting the players behind you, your
Hmm.
DSs or your libero. Um, how do you get them back on task
Hmm.
um, if the game gets into a tough part? What's motivation look like from that viewpoint?
So as a middle blocker, you literally have to have trust. You have to trust your DSs. You have to trust your back row no matter what. Even if like we know how the middles are. The middles want everything. So you literally just have to be able to trust your back row. So it was just more of, I would say more of move your feet if like say for instance if the balls keep dropping or something like that, it was just, move your feet, keep going, and just be able to have, let them know that you out the way and that you want them to get the balls. Like you're not trying to take anything away from the back row, but give to the back row. Like you're letting them know that this is y'all, this is you. You have to do your part so I can do mine. So
Right,
yeah.
right. Uh, what's the best advice you've gotten from a coach?
Um, to don't take myself out the game. So like I was told that volleyball is 90% mental and 10% physical. So to not mentally take yourself out the game, because I will always let a mistake, like the past mistake, literally take me out. Like I just think about that whole mistake the whole game. So my coach always told me, don't let the game take you out mentally. So that's what it always would be.
Right.
Just stay in the game mentally.
When so how has how has that worked?
It actually has worked better now. Now that I'm more comfortable, it actually has worked. I don't try to hold everything on my shoulders as much anymore. So I would say it actually really has helped. Now that I'm more comfortable with volleyball, it just be like, okay, let it go. It's dead and done, on with the next. Because I want to win. So I just be like, all right, you right. I can't let it take me out the game. Wait for the next one. Try again.
Right,
So
right. Uh, most important year of your volleyball life, senior
mhm,
year.
yeah.
What goals and expectations have you set for yourself and your teammates?
To be a leader and far as having everybody comfortable enough to when it is time for my time is done, for them to want to come back the next year and be able to lead and take the team on their backs behind for everybody that's coming behind them. So I would
Um,
say I have set that leadership goal for me is to
right.
get more vocal with my leadership and helping everybody else.
Outstanding um, goal to set
Thank you.
because leadership is more action based than verbiage.
Hmm.
Like you can say, "Let's go, girls, let's go,"
Right.
but if your let's go" isn't coming from a place of you being the first person in the locker room to get dressed and get on the practice court, you being the person every time setting the court up, getting the balls ready, being there stretching. Like, are the girls really listening to that, or do you think it comes better from a place of doing rather than saying?
I feel like it comes from a place of doing because once they see you do it, they gonna come right behind. Like you could, like you say, you could say, let's go," and everybody gonna, they're gonna listen. You might go in one ear, out the other. But once you doing, I feel like everybody's just gonna join you. Like you gotta do for everybody else. You gotta literally, yeah, set the standard for everybody else to come right behind. So yeah, it's more of doing than just saying, but it's really both. You gotta say it and do it. You gotta show everybody what it's like. So yeah,
Can we switch gears?
yeah.
Like sometimes I drive an 8 speed,
Hmm.
and I like I'm a need for speed guy. Uh, I can go 140 and be comfortable. I want to see what feel like to go 200, but right now I know I can go 140 in the Silverado, and I'm gonna
Right.
be uber happy. So I'm trying to get to 100. Can we go to 100?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. How important is the relationship between the head coach and the VBer?
Oh, okay. I would say a relationship with your coach is very important because to be on a team, even your coach is like literally your coach. That's who you look up to. That's who you get everything from. That's who you listen to. That's who coaches you. That's who directs you. Let you know everything. So I feel like a relationship with the head coach and the volleyball player is very important because at the end of the day, you gotta have trust in your coach. Your coach is the one that's reaching out to everybody. As far as anything like the scouts and getting people out there and all that. So you gotta have trust in your coach. So I feel like the relationship is very important to be able to know that you trust your coach and that you could go to your coach for anything, even if it's not even volleyball
Right,
matter. You gotta
absolutely.
have that relationship with your coach on and off the court. That's what I.
Um, Met your coach, phenomenal lady. Um, in talking to past players from other sports, senior year they want to make a big splash in the ocean.
Yeah.
Uh, did you have any input into saying, Coach, hey, can we play this type of schedule versus this type of schedule, or is whatever she scheduled good?
Um, well, me and my coach we're very close, so I had my input on like, oh yeah, hey, coach, it's senior year. I want to play this team. I want to play that team. But then she was like, oh yeah, I got this game scheduled. She was letting me know like, oh yeah, I got this game. I want y'all to do this. I want y'all to do that. But I'm like, yeah, coach, I want to play this team. It's my senior year. There's gonna be some good competition. So yeah, I had my input, and a few other seniors had their input on teams that we should play. I think would be good competition for our senior year and getting recognized more still. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did have an input on some schools.
What game did you ask coach for?
Dominican, and I wanted to play Mount Carmel. I wanted to play Mount Carmel
Oh,
because last season when we played Mount Carmel, I ended up getting hurt. So I was like, it's senior year, we gotta come back and run that game back again. But I did ask about Mount Carmel. I did ask about Dominican. Um, I asked about Easton because we didn't get to play Easton last year, so it was just some teams like that we didn't get to play that I want to just it's the year, why not? Let's just add them on the schedule. So I was like, I won't play everybody.
Right, right. When you think about what's coming up, what team goals have you guys set?
Um, it was really team goals was what did we say? We did have a talk about team goals. I'm trying to remember exactly what everything said. Team goals was to talk, trying to get more vocal. Because everybody, like I said, everybody's in like shells. So our team goal was to get everybody vocal on the court. So it was getting vocal, I'm sorry, and to not give up out there.
Right,
So I feel like some freshmen are like they're actually very scared right now. Like they don't know what to expect. So the team goal was to literally pull everybody out their shell. Like everybody on the team got to be able to go and flow at the same pace at the same time. So it was getting vocal and putting everybody together. Really.
um, let's talk about this real quick. Now, I think this may be our last stage.
Okay.
About a week and a half ago, maybe week ago,
Mhm.
you got an invite to compete at the LVCA coaches camp.
Yeah.
How was that day for you?
I would say that day was actually good. It was a lot of people compared to the other camps that I go to.
Yeah,
So it was literally like it was a lot going on. It was like running to this court, running to that court, going to this court, going to that court. It was actually really fun though. I really did enjoy it. I got to meet a lot of new people and see different players. Like it was really fun. I actually really enjoyed it though.
um,
But yeah.
go ahead.
But yeah, I did enjoy it, and the coaches, it was like I really enjoyed having talks with the coaches and the recruiting part that we did. I actually learned some stuff that I actually never knew about as far as the recruiting process.
Right,
So I feel like that part of that camp was really informing, and it wasn't just all about playing that whole day. It was learning new stuff at the same time. So I really did enjoy that camp.
right. When you think about the camp, and this was the best players in the state of Louisiana.
Hmm.
Um, when you look at the measurements of where you are versus some of the counter players in your position are, how far, in your opinion, were you off, or where did you see yourself needing to go to be considered one of the top middles for the 2024 volleyball season?
It was more of aggressive. Like I had the energy, but it was
Right,
like more of aggression and playing on the court. It was like everybody was aggressive. Like the middles, they wanted it. They was some big aggressive middles just wanted everything, like ready to tear down everything out there. So it was more of me just getting more aggressive. So yeah, I had the energy, like I had the play. It was just more of aggression. That's really what it was, I would say. I just
right.
needed to get more aggressive out there.
Um, when you think about the honor and privilege of playing volleyball, uh, how much stock or weight or value goes into postseason play for you?
I would say actually a lot because off the court, like before the season, you gotta work regardless.
Right,
You have to work during the season, off season, after the season over. Like it really like it don't stop because at the end of the day, you working off the court. I mean, you working not during the season helps you when that season do roll back around for AAU, for club, for all of that. So the postseason is like really important because at the end of the day, it's not just working about, it's not just working physically, it's getting yourself out there too. Like far as recruiting wise, like postseason, all that, you still have to put yourself out there. The work never stops at the end of the day. It's never over. But
Right.
yeah,
What
it's
what
all
do you got? What do you guys have to do to make it to the quarters and make it to the place that everybody is trying to be?
I feel like you really have to never give up, and really you have to put in the work of emailing coaches to put yourself out there to get there. So literally, like I said, the off the court things is really important. So I'm trying to see how I want to phrase this.
Take your time.
Uh,
Take your time.
so far as a middle, I would say the footwork and everything has to come together. And I really don't know what to say for it. I'm sorry.
No, it's
And
okay. It's okay. Let me try to rephrase it for you. Okay.
okay.
So you guys go through regular season.
Mhm.
You play a very good district game season as well. You guys make the playoffs, right?
Mhm.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now let's drop the hammer. How do you guys win round one? How do you guys win round two to get to the state tournament?
Okay. Okay. So to win round one, it's all about going in there fire. You have to start off strong. Like
Right.
first round, you have to start off strong. You got to come out with the energy. You got to come out with the plays. And round one out the way. Round two, it's the same thing. But for that final game, even okay, after you win round two, you have to do what you have to do physically to get your body right, like icing and taking the rest time that you need to get yourself together to make sure your body is 100% for that final round. So like we do ice baths and stuff like that. So for that final, it's like really just pulling everything out the bag. Literally everything that you have, everything you got, and literally putting it all on the floor. Like literally blood, sweat, tears, all that. Like put it all on the floor into that final game. Like you really just gotta give it your all, really.
Right, right. Hey, I tell you this only from a place of love. Okay, you ready?
I'm
You
ready.
have a fan. I'm a fan.
Okay.
Uh, Great work ethic, super great attitude,
Mhm.
and just your love and passion for the game makes you stand out.
Mhm.
So don't ever lose those things.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I
Hey,
appreciate
but guess what? Come on, say something. Say something. Talk to us. Give us some final thoughts. Give us Anyla's final thoughts.
it. Okay. My final thoughts is for any and all the volleyball players out there to never give up and always put yourself out there no matter what and where you stand. If you're hurt, if you're even off season, during the season, like never give up, never get in your head. Don't let it take you out mentally, and always just give 100%. And I would say that Nyla's final words is all the love to the middle blockers and middle hitters because we're the best. So that's really what it is. Middles is where it's at. If you're outside, tall outside, I think you should switch to middle.
Wow. Hey y'all, that wasn't a jab, man. She got a spike. She got a big hammer, and I think she just jabbed some outsides in the heart. Hey, but it's all love. That came from a place of love, y'all.
It really did.
Everybody
Love
love
all
them
volleyball
MBs,
players.
man. If you're not an MB or an MH, what are we talking about, man?
What we talking about?
What are we talking about? That's hey, what's your name? Uh, I think it was Madden Sports. Somebody used to say, "Now you're playing with power." That's what
Oh
the middle
yeah.
blocker middle hitter represents, man. It represents power. So we gotta love it. Gotta love it,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you, Anyla Dennison, for taking a moment to get off the bench and get into the game.
Of course.
No doubt. Hey, we love y'all. Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes I get it wrong, you guys. I think. Oh yeah, no, we'll see y'all this evening. We got another great student athlete interview this afternoon. So come back and join us then as we talk boys basketball. Remember, get off the bench, get into the game.